We just got a daily candle close and a weekly candle close. Price action in XRP is slowly becoming bullish at a time when the Bitcoin is showing you it is also working on a bullish movement. The price is going up at a time when the RSI is making lower low. That means what you're watching is hidden bullish divergence. That's good for the market. If you look at the macro picture, you're looking at a weekly chart. Whether you follow that on the Bitcoin side or the XRP side, you'll actually see something which shows you there is a positive movement coming into the market. What we do have to keep in mind is when we say, okay, this price action looks negative, this price action was also negative. Instead of going down, we bounced back up. Why? And what can we look from here? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been going through a lot of these opportunity calls, and right now we are watching almost a lot of them, vast majority of them popping through, giving you the opportunity to take profit. So when I post this, 3 weeks back, you needed some patience for sure. Now, in that 3 week, you're 100% up. So your target was 100%. Now you met that. That means the market here is opening up a ton of opportunity. In total market cap, we are not going down, we are going up. We didn't breach 1.4 trillion. We're still going up. We didn't go down to that level, which means the market is getting a lot of new money. Now, what you need to understand is which area is attracting a lot more of new capital. And last time this happened, which segment did move higher. So we are interested in XRP. We are interested in the payment space. That realm is what interests us. But before you look at that, you need to have an idea of what Bitcoin is doing. On the weekly, the RSI is still here. You haven't actually seen a significant correction. So that means, look at this. Last time the RSI slowed down in the overbought territory, what did the price do? Yeah, you got wicks, long wicks. That's why I was saying, guys, let's learn from history, one, and let's keep our personal opinions away. But here we are looking at the price action. This particular candle here looks almost similar to what we just got on the weekly. But last one, sellers won. Even though it looks similar, this one, bulls won. So for me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, that for me is that the market is saying that compared to last movement here, you may actually stay here for 2-3 weeks, just, doing a small movement to the upside and downside. But remember, that was a time when the altcoins ran up. Now you want to actually look at this and say, okay, will we actually get a month of consolidation in Bitcoin? Can altcoins run up during that month? We come on to the Bitcoin dominance. It's interesting. When you look at this, you'll have to put the argument that, okay, we are doing something like this. Great. If we do consolidate here, that is positive for the alt market. So if you go back to that area which we were discussing right now, it's a segment where the market did consolidate. It was at a support, but it did consolidate. That gave you some opportunity. So if you're here looking at the market, then the primary question you should be asking is, okay, what does that boils down to on a shorter horizon? As we just started with, the market is clearly showing you a signal which we shouldn't be ignoring. The price is making higher low at a time when the RSI is making a lower low. Or in other words, you have more sellers trying to push the price down but the price is still not going down. Bulls are heavy. Maybe it's institutions, maybe it's whales, I really don't know. But what I do understand from this market is that opportunities are everywhere. If you know what to look for, now you don't have to be a genius in TA. You just have to know, okay, this is the basic rules. If I follow the basic rules, I'm going to make it. That's exactly what's happening. Now, if you have spent enough time reading through and learning through the technical analysis, yes, you do get some advantage. So if you do want to get this advantage, just like the 700 members here, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, in YouTube, or in bio if you are in Twitter. Now, if you are looking for that one-on-one session, yeah, we are still opening that up, giving you guys that opportunity. But at one point, I'm just one human being. So I won't be able to give one-on-one session for a lot of people. So if we see a rush as the price goes up, we'll have to slowly block different tiers to limit that time and to give what the actual members joined for. So make sure if you're in the market now, you don't miss the opportunity, because I don't want to let in a lot of people at the peak. We had this issue last time. We were still doing what we can, and people entered at the top of the market. They were not happy because the market started correcting lower. So to avoid that, if we are 70% above the run up, we only have 20-25% left. There is no meaning. I can give you guys trades for those who are already in, but for new guys coming in to invest, it won't make some sense. But if you are looking to trade, yeah, that does open up opportunities like this. Now, without much delay, we jump on back to XRP. What are we looking at? Let's remove the noise. This is the easy part, right? Let's remove the noise. What are we really looking at? We are looking at the price action doing all these stuff. And we want to actually understand, whenever the whales show you something, you have to ask that same question to yourself and then think between the lines. So here, you don't have different sentences written in front of you. You have a trend line. You have a price structure which you can follow, which is easy. Here, we've already noted something. This kind of helps. Now, it's throughout the history. Whenever you come back, you bounce. This is exactly what I just said in last 2-3 videos. Now, we are looking at the same thing and saying, okay, there is a small bounce coming in. I'm happy. Why? Because we anticipated it correctly. 1, 2, and a lot of you guys heard that. Now, if you are getting value, please do smash that like button for me. Huh? Now, as we progress, we're zooming in. From the 3-day, we go on a daily. We want to actually see, does the 3-day narrative is supported by a daily narrative? I'm like, okay, that looks really interesting. 3-day on a macro. You're watching, the price is still getting a support. A rising trend line support on the RSI. The strength is still increasing. And this is important. At the same time, you are watching that the momentum in the price action is increasing. So for that to happen, meaning the RSI is still on the same trend line, but the momentum on the price is increasing. That means those who are entering here are not selling. They're still accumulating. And the buyers who are entering now are going heavy. Otherwise, you would have seen the price coming back down to this level. Now, the RSI is trying to bounce off from here, and the price would most likely do something like this and go nuts, run higher. This is going to be a great possibility. Now, when we say that, you also have to understand the fact that on a 12-hour chart, this is what the price action is looking like, which is not bad actually. If I'm looking at this, I would put the argument, wow, that's beautiful. If we break this to the upside, your measured move now becomes something like this. Now, in percent terms, we already talked about that possibility, which is kind of, if you measure this and plot that, it's like a 50% run up to the upside from the break of this level 0.7, which would kind of put that price towards $1 and just above it. It's a short-term move for sure. But that short-term move kind of gives you a macro validation, which will be clearly visible on a weekly or even a monthly chart. Because we all do understand one fact. before the price action pops, the market kind of says, no, I'm going down. It creates some confusion. And then it pops. Again, you saw that again and again. The market create confusion before it pops to the upside. So I'm like, okay, it's doing something similar. If that's true, it may try to shake you out and then boom, it goes up. So that kind of a ride for XRP at this moment means you are going to watch even on the weekly chart, the price action is coming back down. Back down to which level? That's important. This historical trend line support. So if we actually align this and say, okay, if we are going to bounce from that, it does look a lot more like what we have seen here historically. And I would argue that means we are getting so close to the next big run up. This is not hype. There is no hype here. I'm not saying we're going to $100 now. I'm talking about a bounce coming in. Maybe first leg is 1.8, or we break that, go up to 2.2, 2.5, and then correct back down a little bit. And then run higher all the way towards creating a new all-time highs, getting into the price discovery phase. Now here we are. If I don't say $100, $1,000 XRP, a lot of people don't want to listen. But those who are watching this channel right now, learning the reality and keeping the expectations to that reality, I strongly believe you guys would be able to take the profit somewhere close to the top. Not the absolute top for sure, but close to the top. And a lot of other people are going to still wait for some higher prices and miss out on these giant run-ups, which will then correct back down. When it corrects back down, people always ask, you still have time in the market to take profit? Like, yeah, for sure. But remember, just one weekly candle did this. One weekly candle erased what from the price? 60%. To put that into the perspective, imagine XRP price is at $10. You didn't take profit. And this one weekly candle dropped 60%. Now the price is back at $4. It's easy. If you have 1,000 units of XRP, you're multiplying that with 10. But just because you didn't take the profit, now you'll have to multiply that with 4. It's not bad, but the opportunity which you had there was massive. It was cut in half. So take your time, understand what the market is showing you. Learn from your mistakes, gain on it. Use that as a shield. That's exactly what we will be doing this time around. We want to make sure the SI family gets out. We want to make sure 700 members, now maybe 1,000 at that time, will get the top, close to the top at least, and jump out. Prepare ourselves for a greater, better future. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.